Hello. Oh, I realised the scaling is wrong, but God, what a faff. I was trying to start an hour ago, and I'm using a mobile phone as my overhead camera, and for the life of me, I could not get it to work on USB. It was forcing it to go through Wi-Fi, and God, the connection was absolute shite. So, thankfully, I was able to get that sorted, because that was just a nightmare. Let me fix this camera setup. Resolution is correct. Don't know why it's displaying like that. Stretch the screen. No, that's weird. Fit to screen. Canvas is 30. There we go. I don't know why that was being weird before. I think I managed to get everything up and running. God, what an absolute faff. I don't recommend planning a stream on the day itself, especially when you have a baby and other obligations. God, that made that very stressful. So, lesson learned. When you're streaming, get prepared maybe a day before. Maybe a day before, hey? How's the... I'm curious to see the camera quality, because I'm using... Bear with me. I'm using an ancient now. Still ancient, but probably still the most popular webcam to use. The Logitech C920 as my main facing camera today. Tried to use... I think I used a mobile phone last time or something. And that was okay. But I kept like bashing the screen and it was like flying side to side, etc. I thought this looked a bit more clean with a bit of editing. It's come out okay-ish, maybe slightly overexposed. Maybe I can adjust that on the fly. Is that better? I don't know. Oh, exposure. If I do 5 and then bring the brightness up. Limitations with typical webcams, I think. But I said to myself, I'm not going to... the right word. Not going to spend any more money until I have a good cash flow. It's kind of like the dark mood, but I don't know if that's maybe too dark. It's kind of cool, right? I think I might stick with that actually. So the project for today, I'm going to just try to make sure this is all working. Yes. Mind the coffee stained desk pad. You should use coasters when you use desk pads, especially white ones. So now I've got to faff about and clean it at some point soon. Of course, life has got so busy that I'm playing catch up all the time at the moment. But I think it actually looks really good now that USB is working on the... it's maybe like slightly white. But now that USB is working, it's actually working a dream. God, the faff I had to go through just to get it working properly, I tell you. I like the music overlay, but it's kind of in the way. I don't know if I can change that. Still trying to figure out all this stuff. I started using Owned Pro just because it looked fairly straightforward, and then I caught myself kind of off guard when it wasn't straightforward. Just want to check if my notifications went out. I feel like I set Twitch to show up on my Discord. Not that there's a huge following at the moment, of course, but oh no, no. So it should be saying I'm live, for example, and it ain't. Sometimes that is delayed. I'm just going to double check on the app. So let's have a look. Log in with Discord, blah, blah, blah. Now I've got to log in, of course. The good thing is I've actually freed up my phone, which is much better. I will two-factor authentication, of course. Oh, it's been interesting. Was it just over a month ago that I was last on? Let's just say life got absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, that in fact it was that very week my son was born, which was really unexpected. He was 3 weeks early, so we was expecting him to come way later, and threw a real spanner in the works of my life. And our life has become, I mean, it's amazing, but also very complicated. It's huge news in terms of my business stuff as well. I'm probably going to kind of divulge probably starting next week, but potentially huge things going on there. I do have Twitch alerts on, but maybe I hadn't set it up properly or something. I feel like it should be set up, but it's not. Who knows why? Subscribe channels, yes. Yeah, it's set up. Post it in content updates, yes. It's just not done it for some reason. I guess I will have to put my own message out to confirm that I'm actually streaming. Weird. I guess I'll do that now. I don't think I'm going to be on super long. It might be the case that I'll just get this PC started. Just going to get that set up. Notify all my 3 Discord members. So hopefully I remembered all my PC stuff this time, because usually I forget. The one thing I'm not sure about at the moment is the SSD. Pretty sure I've only got 1 terabyte, and for this build I don't know if I want to pair a 1 terabyte. But then again, I might not have much of a choice. Just gonna put this out onto my Discord and we'll see what happens. let's see. Well, I've had a notification out on Discord. I'm gonna test that both my chats are working, so you should be able to now get. So you get the message through on Twitch, which is good news. And you should see YouTube as well up on screen. I saw it earlier, but I'm just going to clarify. Oh. Hello. Sorry, your message isn't there. I'm just going to test that my YouTube messages are coming through. It did earlier. Hey, me5LL. Yeah, I don't... it's coming through. How's it going, my friend? Thank you for joining me. It is actually coming through. I don't know why your original message didn't come through at the first. Still trying to get my head around multi-streaming. I'm glad you're doing good. So, in which case, it's not showing all your messages, which is slightly annoying. I can still see them on my screen. Just studying and got bored, and I saw your stream, so why not? Well, thank you. What are you studying, if you don't mind me asking? Why isn't all chat coming through? Still working on the King's Crown, though. Sorry, just double checking. So says it's live. I'm gonna try changing the bot maybe just to see what happens. Physics, wow. I bet that's very complicated. Okay, they are coming through. They're just quite delayed. I guess that's a YouTube problem more than anything. Yeah, I bet that's quite intense. Is that like a university or college or something like that? Anyways, I'm gonna go to the front screen to begin with. So, budget banger build. As I dropped a load of stuff on the floor. Excuse the coffee stained mousepad. I haven't got around to cleaning yet. Life has been hectic. It's on my list of things to do. Last year in high school. Well, good luck with your studying and hope everything goes as well as you hope. Hopefully it's not too much of a pain in your ass. I know last year of high school can be quite difficult, so hopefully it's not too strenuous. Should I go to Twitch or better to stay here? That is completely your choice. I think Twitch is much better for streaming typically, but I've opened it up on YouTube for ease of use as well. I'm actually quite warm, so I'm tempted to take my hoodie off. But yeah, no, whatever's your poison. If you prefer YouTube, stick with YouTube. Same name on Twitch, that's right. Yeah, this is only my second ever multi-stream, so I'm still trying to work out the kinks, because I know that the streaming meta is to multi-stream. And hopefully all my notifications and stuff are working properly. I have no idea. I tried to kind of fix this last minute to get it up and running. Okay, let's go through parts, shall we? Never got one of the parts. I was going to take off my hoodie as well. Let me just do that quickly. Sorry about that. So I see you before in a short that you made. Oh no, I have seen your message. So my plan was actually to do a short about that question, but as we're here, I can actually answer that right now. So with the A520M, to my knowledge, you cannot usually use a second-gen Ryzen CPU. So, to my knowledge, I don't know this for sure, but the Ryzen 2700 probably wouldn't work. But you would need to check your manufacturer's website or page, and they should sort of tell you what CPUs are compatible, because to my knowledge, it's from MSI. So the 3700 should be absolutely fine. Now the question I need to ask you is, what power supply do you have at the moment? And what graphics card are you planning to use alongside it? Trying to figure out the desk kind of position it's going to have to do for the moment. I can kind of point out everything. So let's grab the motherboard and CPU, etc. I actually don't think this time around I'm going to install the SSDs. 600 watt power supply from Corsair, no graphics card. So you're thinking of buying a 600 XT. Well, a 600 watt power supply, do you know like the rating and the model number, etc.? I mean, 600 watts, you're going to be absolutely fine. You wouldn't need to undervolt on either of those CPUs, I would say. And in fact, a quick way, I wonder if I can show you up on my screen. We can even have a look together. So, and a quick and easy way is always to do a PC part picker. You can actually put your parts in. I'll show you. Okay. 600 watts, you're going to be fine. Even if it wasn't a particularly high rated power supply, you're going to be absolutely fine. Just going to show you browser capture. No, not browser capture, that's wrong. Window capture, isn't it? Sorry, still trying to get my head around OBS again. It's been a while. So let's go to Firefox. So the easiest way of working out the TDP, I would just say Ryzen 3700 TDP. Usually Tech Power Up is a good place to go. You scroll down to TDP and you'll see 65 watts, and yes, so your headroom is, even if you're accounting for, say, the CPU, the motherboard, etc., you're only on 65 watts, so absolutely fine. You can go a step further if you really want its clarity. I'm just going to give you an example. So let's say, for example, you've got MSI B450 motherboard, you've got your Ryzen 3700. It's only giving me the X, but the X would also be absolutely fine as well. Actually, is it 3700X? Anyways, then you can go, we'll just go 600 watt. I'm going to assume it's something like a bronze that you've got. We'll just say you have this one. I'm not sure if you do. Hello. Just realised, is my screen even showing? I think it was. Yeah, okay, still showing, cool. So, if we add the RX 6600 XT to this equation, they're all much of muchness when it comes to TDP. You can basically scroll down, or scroll up, should I say. Scroll down. Where are the I know for a fact it's on here somewhere. I feel like I'm going mad. Oh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Estimated watch is 305 watts. So you've basically got, if you've got a decent 600 watt power supply, you got 300 watts overhead. Worst case scenario, your PSU isn't the perfect 600 watts. You're still probably going to have 200 to at least 150 watts overhead. So Fab, do you watch on YouTube? The motherboard, you're going to be absolutely fine. You basically, should we check? Should we check the motherboard? Do you know the exact part number? Is it a B450 or something? I can have a look right now. What's always a good practice to do as well is always update your BIOS. I think you're going to be absolutely fine. Your 3700 would work, but you're going to want to make sure to use the latest BIOS update. You've already got the CPU in it. You haven't bought the GPU yet. Do you have the model number? We can have a quick look. No. You don't have to buy the motherboard. I was just speculating that you had a B450. That's all. Oh, you said you've got an A520, right? A520M. Sorry, having a silly moment there. So A520M. Is it AM? Did you say? Pro. Sorry. A520 Pro. A520AM Pro. So we can have a look at the specifications. Of course, they don't tell you. Here's a list of all your supported CPUs. So you can even look. And there you go. So the Ryzen 7 3700X is supported, assuming you've got the X. Was there a Ryzen 3700? It's the 4-pin power for the CPU, not the 8-pin. Yeah, so that'll be absolutely fine. I don't think you can have any problems there. What I would say to do, you said you already put the CPU in it. Have you still got your old CPU? I would say it's always a good idea to update the BIOS just in case. You can maybe grab this version here. I think you're going to have absolutely no problems whatsoever. But your TDPs are fine and your compatibility looks fine to me. As long as it's the Ryzen 3700X rather than the... It would not cause sudden shutdown because of VRM high temperature. No, not really. So you can run, you'd be surprised with AM4, you can run quite high CPUs on light boards. So for example, my main PC, so for example, the one I got downstairs, that's an A520 mini ITX, and it's running a 5700X 3D. So I can tell you that there's no real problems at all. You could apply an undervolt anyway, because I mean, an undervolt was always helpful. But I wouldn't stress about it not working, etc. You just need to double check that compatibility. But you should be absolutely golden. So I'm going to go through the parts list of the PC that I'm building today. This one's going to be a little bit of a budget banger. Just BIOS update and you should be good. Yeah, and the BIOS update probably isn't even that necessary. It's just covering any weird incompatibility issues. It's just a good thing to do anyway, I would argue. I think you're going to be absolutely fine. TDPs are fine, and the VRMs you're going to be fine. Undervolt it anyway, I would say, if you know how to do that, because undervolting just means that you're going to get better temperature and better power draw. But you can. There was a video by Tech Yes City, and he was running 5700X 3Ds on B450s with average VRMs. It's probably similar to the A520, for example. You're generally fine. You're more than welcome. You are... Yeah, I don't think you're going to have any issues whatsoever. Sorry, so, to the build. We have a Machinist X99 motherboard. This is like a AliExpress special where they usually bundle everything all in one hit. And if memory serves me right, this cost me £40, like $50, something along those lines. No, man, it's all good. Thank you for dropping by. And hopefully your studying goes well. So, it does have RAM. That's good. I'm sure when I looked, it actually didn't have the RAM installed. So even better. The only thing I need to sort out is the SSD. Don't have any SSDs laying around right now. Feel like they're in the garage. And I don't know how many 512 gigabyte ones I've got, which is kind of what I want to use. But we'll build everything and we can add the SSD at a later date, I think. So I think this is going to be nice and straightforward. We'll get around to installing that in a second. VIDA 500 watt bronze power supply. More than enough juice for this build, I would say. White cables, so it's going to look awesome with the rest of it. We have this ID cooler that I've used quite a few times now. There's a bit of a trick we're going to have to use when it comes to the cooler itself. I'm going to have to show you a bit of a budge to get this working, because typically the X99 doesn't have the same layout as like a typical LGA 1150 or whatever they are. So yeah. Then the star of the show is going to stay the star of the show. Is it a star at this point? GTX 1060. These are now starting to really show their age, and no longer going to get that long-term support, unfortunately. But for a budget banger like this, where you're playing Fortnite and other esports titles, absolutely fine. You're going to have no problems though, I would say. I didn't actually point out the motherboard specs. Maybe I can do that in a second, because I'm going to set up the motherboard. This is the case. It's a CIT Celsius. This is a bit of a budget case. I think, if memory serves me right, it cost me about £40. Oh no, is it even that? Maybe like late 30s or something. So yeah, fairly inexpensive case. Perfect for this little budget banger. White PC case as well, so it's going to go with the aesthetics that we're going for today. So, without further ado, I guess, let's switch over to the overhead camera that I've mispositioned already. Still trying to figure out the best position for everything. I might push that forward. Benefits of having a standing desk. So, the crazy thing is, I don't actually need to do much setting up of the motherboard, because everything's all ready to go. This is the aforementioned beast. I wonder if I should take out the the CPU just to show it off. I guess I can, except it's behind a bracket at the moment. Just curious to see. I need to work out how that's going to fit. I've seen it done, so I know that it can be fit, but it's kind of bodged into there. Wonder if I'm better just to. Lighting's not going to catch it properly, is it? Just need to figure out how to install the cooler. But the let's try that again. Yeah, lighting needs to be worked on. Sorry. You ain't gonna see that at all. So, Intel Xeon E5 2630V4. So a workstation CPU, pretty much, that just needs. It's an X99, which is pretty old. It's pretty long in the tooth by now. It was kind of one of the first DDR4 platforms, but for 50 or 40 quid or whatever this cost me, it's probably not that bad. And I guess this is kind of what I'm going to do. I'm going to test it and see exactly how it performs in 2025, and then try and flip it as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. Now I've got to try and dig out so this is the compromise of buying from AliExpress. They can't send them with lithium-ion batteries because of battery restrictions, or battery shipping restrictions, should I say. So you always have to supply your own, but for what, £1, £2 or whatever each battery, if that, It's not too bad. I'm just gonna grab some scissors. Oh, I've got some around. Tell you what, I'm gonna grab some from downstairs because I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna grab a drink as well. I'll be 2 seconds. I'm such a silly goose. I realised I've only been streaming to YouTube this whole time. Oh dear me. I mean, not that I was expecting loads of people to be rushing in, of course, but it was eerily quiet. What silly goose I am. See, trying to get my hand around this multi-streaming thing. So I bought some scissors. Won't just show my face, aren't you lucky? I'm gonna move. Should I move myself into the top right hand corner maybe? So, scissors. Actually, probably could do with more like a knife, because these are always tricky to get out. I'm always worried I'm going to puncture it as well. I guess they'll have to see that. I was thinking it was weird that my notifications hadn't gone through for Twitch streaming. And now I realise why. Thankfully for my fiance pointed it out. So that was interesting. So just going to install the battery is one of the very few jobs I'm actually going to have to do on the CPU. Need to figure out how to install the CPU cooler. It's going to be kind of, I don't want to say a bodge job, but I wonder. It's going to change the positioning of the light. I don't know if it would be better if it's slightly lower down. Slightly lower down and a bit brighter, maybe. Don't know if that's going to overexpose me. Oops. Maybe too bright. Maybe too bright. Is it clear enough anyway? Kind of looks alright. Wonder if I should zoom in a bit as well, actually, thinking about it. So now you can just see the motherboard, for example. That's better. Yeah, have a look across the whole desk. So actually, you might even, that was ambitious, be able to see the CPU if I flip it around. Can you see that? Intel Xeon E5-2630V4. Still kind of pack a punch, all things considered. I mean, mostly just there for their multi-threaded performance. So not necessarily the greatest for gaming, but for the price, you're not going to be able to complain that much. For a budget Fortnite banger or something. So, just need to figure out how we install the fan on it. I'm guessing I'm going to need to remove this bracket first of all. It's all guesswork at the moment. Oh, sorry. I forgot to install the battery. Silly me. Being a silly goose. So weirdly enough, I'm gonna have to check Twitch now. I didn't even pay attention to what I was doing and didn't even realise that I wasn't streaming. It was very silly of me. Just gonna check now. Yes, it says I'm live. Okay. Well. What's that gentleman's name? It's from what's it called? It's Matt Berry show. His mortal enemy. What is the show? That's gonna bother me now. Well. What if I told you I didn't put the CPU in? Ray fucking Purchase, that's it. Ray fucking Purchase. What's the name of the show? Don't tell me. It's gonna come to me. Toast of London. Toast of London? Hey, I got it right. So the CPU, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not install. Matt Berry is good. I love like the IT crowd. He has the greatest voice ever. Him and Chris Morris, excellent. So yes, I didn't even install the RAM. I didn't install the CPU. It's an X99 board, and that all comes in straight from the off. The funny thing is, I don't actually remember ordering the RAM. RAM just seemed to be installed from the off. And the CPU as well. So, what we're going to have to do, I tell you what, I did install the battery. So, you know, kind of a big deal. Yeah, I was trying to look through. I looked through my orders and it said CPU and motherboard. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to install my own RAM. So pick the RAM out, and I was thinking of going to CEX and just getting some cheap RAM because this is going to be way too. Yes, 3600 megahertz was never going to work on this. Well, it would work, but run at slow speeds, right? But I don't need to. I don't need to. It's confusing as fuck. From what I could tell, I'd ordered just the CPU and the motherboard, so free RAM is a win. Because it cost me 40 quid, I think, which is ludicrous. I kind of want to test this as my absolute low-end budget banger, because I think this might be the new Meta. I think you talked about it before, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I just realised it's like cables dangling. I was just fucking cooler. Well, well, well. Ray fucking Purchase. That's such a good show. So, I'm going to have to do some bodging though. I've got ID caller. And we have this bracket. I don't know if I have to take off this bracket to get the caller working. I know that I'm basically going to have to take off the springs and then replace it with some random other screws. So some screws are in this packet, I think. Or maybe I use these screws. Should I just take it apart and we'll have a look? Yeah, because I wonder if I can use these screws. Can't remember. Yeah, I've got to kind of budget it anyway. How's life been in anyway, Amish? Since my last stream, where pretty much my world has turned upside down. Been crazy. I think it was actually that weekend that I streamed, and then the weekend come, and then my son was born on Sunday. So I've been like, sitting through the wars since then. Life has completely flipped on its head. For a good thing, of course. Bring on the bad. I could show him off. Do you want to see the baby? I think he's actually asleep. And I think he's asleep. If he's not, I will try and bring him on. I think he's been driving my missus up the wall by not sleeping. So, So I think I can get this installed. No, especially when he's been such a little shit. Well, he's not really been a little shit, but he just, when you need him to sleep and he doesn't, that's what he does a lot. He does that all the time. Do you know what's embarrassing? I was actually streaming on Twitch, but oh no, I was streaming. I clicked the stream button, but I was only streaming to YouTube. And I was wondering why it was so quiet. It's because I'm an idiot. Just out of curiosity, how's everything looking? Is the sound good? I kind of worked on this, hence why I'm running late. Is the camera quality okay? I'm using my old webcam. I noticed a bit of exposure going on, but so I think it's time to get the pliers up. What I'm going to need to do is take off these screws to get this installed. Cam window to be bigger and slight crop. I can do that very thing. So what? Why are you not cropping? Pressing the button that should crop it, not cropping it, just changing the size. Alt. It is Alt. Why are you doing? Control? No, it's Alt. Why? Alt, why not working? Trying to work out where to put myself. Alt. Alt, damn you. Is it because I need to do something here? Oh no. God. So Alt should be doing something, but it's just fucking with me. Is it better? It's gonna move it a fraction, but annoying me that I can't crop it now though. ChatGPT to the rescue. I'm sure it's just Alt and drag. And I'm sure I did it earlier as well. Crop. Webcam, OBS. Use the Alt key. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I knew I was doing it right. Oh, I can do it another way. Yeah, doing left and right. What I can do is do add an effect, crop pad. God, it's going to take ages. Let's do 400. Is this too much? Is that better? Maybe like that? Need to figure that out. Maybe that's better though. Even though I had to do it manually, that sucked. Nice. Thank you. So, bothering. And the first of, I was thinking, 2 RAM slots the other side of the CPU is hard. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I think it's something to do with the channels and how they run on this platform. It actually does look kind of cool though, right? Kind of like, rather than just being separated, it kind of makes it asymmetrical and kind of enclosing the CPU core a little bit. You need to figure out. So is it this bracket I should use? No. Need to figure out how I'm going to do this. I think there's actually a picture for reference that I can probably find on Andy's Discord. Sure saw someone do it. Because my Discord is now being weird. Discord, quit being weird. Because at the moment, maybe I can change the position of the bracket, but I guess maybe I can kind of bend the screws going to be a bit of a weird bodge going on. I don't think these are going to be relevant. But I know it involves taking out the bottom of this, so this is going to be part of the work, I think. Don't try this out, kids. I just hope after building such a cool PC, you don't use Windows. Unfortunately, it probably is going to be for Windows. It's for a flip, so I can't do anything other than Windows. I would love everyone to start using Linux though. Personally, I use Bazzite downstairs in my main gaming rig, and it's awesome. So, it's going to take a bit of effort to get these off. Probably going to cut myself 45 times as well. You can usually, well, what I'll do is I'll move the motherboard out of the way just in case I throw that off the table. Basically, you need to get the teeth up from the springs, and then we can release that. Greetings, Inferno. How are you all doing? Thank you for joining me today, as I bodge a CPU cooler. Gonna be here for hours doing this probably. Man, I love Linux personally. For personal use, I would love to just use Linux all the time. I think so. This PC up here is using Windows, but there was a specific reason, or maybe I'll move it to Linux at some point, because the only thing is it's running an Arc GPU, and I've heard their Linux performance isn't quite there yet. I think it needs a bit of work, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe like some cutters or something would be better, but I don't know if I've got any to hand. What Linux OS do you prefer? First time seeing your channel. That's awesome. Did you come up on the recommended on YouTube? It's only the second time I've streamed on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out this multi-streaming stuff. I've been doing, I say YouTube content, I've been doing shorts for a little while. Gaming is better on Linux these days, you're right. It's really good, in fact. Like, it's to the point where, for my personal gaming rigs, I mean, at least for single player, I'm all in on Linux. In fact, I've been running Bazzite for... When did I make my mini ITX PC? But probably about a year now, actually. And I've also got a Steam Deck as well, which is awesome. And in the past, I've used like Manjaro, Pop OS, etc. I do really like Linux. I like what it's about, and I kind of hate what Windows is about. I'm gonna see if I've got wire cutters. I don't know if I have to hand. Oh no, I might have. Not the best ones, but I actually do have some. Oh, that worked. That was actually nearly clipped the bloody RGB cable. Yeah, the main reason that I didn't move to Linux on this one, I basically probably need to decide on a different operating system. I was using Pop OS and DaVinci Resolve wasn't working properly, which I kind of need for some of my videos. I have an older PC, that's why I had to switch. Use Pop OS. Pop OS is really good. I really do like Pop OS. It's just simple. simple and elegant and enough, and an easy enough transition for gaming as well, right? I'm gonna move it so everyone can see my perfect handiwork. It's like easy enough to cut, but taking it off is a nightmare. There we go. Right, that's number one. I noticed in gaming it's actually better than, say, Linux Mint. It's interesting. I wonder if it's how it's compiled. I must admit I didn't do much gaming on Pop OS. Because I basically just wanted to use it as a workstation at the time. This was actually on my workstation, funnily enough, before moving to this PC. Yeah, Pop OS is kind of their specialty, right? It's like Steam runs out the gate without any configuration. I think the only thing I've been more impressed with is actually Bazoit, because of how it's just basically like running a games console, and I love that. As a console gamer at heart. Yeah, it's just the DaVinci Resolve stuff was frustrating. Just taking a lot of configuration. Oh, I'm going to give it another go. But this, funnily enough, I'm upgrading this PC already. Yeah, Bazoit's great if I would say, if your sole purpose is gaming. Pop OS is probably better as just a general desktop. Because with Bazoit is Steam Big Picture mode, and then you have to configure Discord, etc., out to work properly on Steam Big Picture, rather than just using it as a desktop. It's really good for like console gameplay, I would say. Trying to get this one out. Put these in the metal waste bin in a second. Yeah, and I used Manjaro on like a ThinkPad years ago as well, because I was trying to get used to using Linux, especially in my IT job. It was like it's kind of like a handy thing to have. I did think about one day doing Arch as well, so I can tell everyone that I use Arch. Just like the idea of like building something from the ground up at some point. That'd be cool. Well, the day that I have time back on my hands. Oh, so close. My thumb trying to get this last one off. I'm hoping this worked, otherwise I've just wasted a lot of time. At first I didn't try them because you had to turn off secure boot. I'm sure I'm running secure boot on Bazoit. I'm gonna have to double check that actually. Secure boot. I mean, I don't really have an opinion one way or another, truthfully. I mean, to run a Linux distro, if that's what you got to do it, then I don't think that's a problem. I know that, like, I don't like the fact that Windows forces it, and then it's forcing load of old hardware to be obsolete. That's shitty. It's a typical shitty thing from Microsoft. You got me questioning it now. I'm sure I've got secure boot enabled because I've bounced between Windows and Bazzite at some points. I don't faff with Linux. My blood pressure is high and my patience is low. Yeah, it's not that bad anymore, I would say, depending on the operating system you use. But yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with Linux, it is always going to be that curve. If you ever get the time, I would say check it out because it's fun, but I can really understand if you didn't want to do that. I wish I could completely move away from Windows, for example. Yeah, it surprised me that you can't use Secure Boot with Pop! OS, actually. I didn't realise that was the thing. Saying that, the only time I installed Pop! OS was with an old PC, so I don't know for sure. Sorry, I just realised my trousers are falling down. I'm sure you guys don't want to see my arse on stream. Sorry, yes, I did actually manage to get that off now. So now I'm going to figure out how to. I won't install the thermal base just yet because I just want to see how to drop all my screws on the floor. I want to see how this is going to work. Do I need to install a different bracket, maybe? That would make contact, though. That might work. Just with a different screw. How interesting. Because most Linux operating systems, I'm pretty sure, should be able to use Secure Boot. Especially now. Like, maybe originally when Secure Boot first came out, maybe that wasn't a thing, but that would surprise me. So, if I use this screw, will that fit? Don't worry, I'm going to install the thermal base. I'm just seeing if that grips properly. I don't think that's going to work. Oh no, because that's the wrong screw. So if I use the original screws that come with the bracket, Spodge works, I will be impressed. You have little faith. So Manjaro doesn't need Secure Boot, or it does? Yeah, not this screw, that screw wouldn't work. You think it's not going to make good contact, Hamish? I'll double check what screws I've got. Did I just ruin a perfectly good cooler? So this, I mean, I'm probably not going to use this at this stage, so I can try. It doesn't support Secure Boot either. That's interesting. Maybe Bazzite doesn't, and I'm just misremembering. Which will kind of scupper my plans if I can't get the cooler to work. Yeah, that screw's not going to work. I'm just going to check. I know for a fact that someone else has done this. Don't know why my Discord is being weird. Let me close my Discord and reopen it. It is indeed an AliExpress kit. X99 X99 kit where it's got the RAM, CPU, and motherboard all bundled in. It's the E3 E5, should I say 2630 V4. One of those cheapy kits that I got for I think around 40 quid or something. And I'm pretty sure I didn't pay for RAM and they gave me RAM, so it's a win. Yes, I'm basically just creating a little budget gaming PC using this kind of combo. Sorry, I'm just gonna have a look for this image. Huh, Discord is having problems, so I guess I can't see that. Okay. Going to have to freestyle a bit more. The cooler doesn't work. Oh no. Oh, thank you for shouting me out, Amish. I didn't even see that. I'll tell Andy. I'll have to hook Andy up with a Twitch account. So, the reason I am doing this is because I saw Yam do it. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go and find that picture. I can't get Discord to load on my PC for some reason. But I can get it up on my phone. Oh no, I've got it. Okay. I'm going to show you. Bear with me. So yes, Jasper got it right working before. I'm going to show you. So I need to reinstall the kit, I think. Let me show that. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. So I can't work out what that tube is though. Is it this one? You see? Yeah, it's like he's using spaces or something. Maybe that's the trick I've missed. I don't know why I jumped the gun. I thought I was just going to be replacing a couple of screws. So they should be in this packet, no? Yeah, I know which ones you mean. I feel like I've got some, or I've had some. What have I used them in before? So I probably need some spaces, right? Where have I used some previously? I wonder if I've still got them. I might have to go through my bin. Where did I see them before? Just gonna double check it's not on my stuff. I think in my AIO that I installed there was some. I'm gonna check through the bin because I'm that kind of person. No, nothing in the bin. Hmm. 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 The box still. Just trying to think how to improvise. Gonna check my bag of shit. That's from. These are the screws from the. I wonder if that would work. Do you remember those lied to me screws that I had before? The ones that claimed they were for Intel, or they were like the other ones that were like they're AMD and they were Intel. That wouldn't work. Basically, just going from screws I have in my drawer. Oh, we have potential here. We have potential. We have potential. So, with this cooler, is this going to work? Am I a genius? Am I a genius? I mean, the answer is no. But am I a genius? Just slice my finger on the CPU cord, if you can believe it. I wonder with a different bracket we could get this to work. Would that be better? So that screw goes in absolutely fine. I don't know if I can kind of get it to work with this cooler. Or a bit of improvisation. I think it hurts now. See, funny enough, I have a plaster somewhere. This is like a little paper gun. It's really annoying. Because this won't quite fit. I'm right by thinking. I wonder if I can kind of get it to line up. This is only a dry test run, right? I need to go back and install the thermal paste. I think this has potential. Just worry about the size of that bracket. So in that botch that I saw, I'm sure he's actually using the same bracket, but the washers are kind of holding the screws into place. I think I can make this work. Hey Chung, what's up, man? Just diving into the bodge of the century.
I wonder, with a bit of patience, I can get this to work. Need to maybe not screw it in tightly. Tight. And it should grip.
Not much. Welcome to the stream of madness where I'm trying to bodge a cooler that does not fit into a position it shouldn't go. This is stuff you see on this day in tech. I'm gonna try this. Don't try this at home. So, fucking wrong size screws everywhere. I'm gonna put these in a pile so I can chuck those in the wet metal waste in a second. Punch it in and boom, it fits. Might just grab the hammer and just smash it into place. Welcome to making a not LGA 1211 cooler fit in an LGA 1211 socket. This is the first time I've even tried this socket. I've never ever played with it before, so I'm curious to see how it goes. Bezite is an 8 GB download file, kind of resource heavy. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff on there, to be honest. It's meant to be a one size fits all. One size fits all kind of operating system. It's got RGB software, SteamOS, load of other stuff like from the gate. It's meant to be just like an all-in-one solution rather than being something to tinker with, really. It's more, I would say it's actually more aimed at the non-Linux savvy users, I would say, because it's meant to be more like a Steam Deck in essence. I just ordered my first decent PC. Let's go. What did you get? Welcome to the PC Master Race. Or you might have had a PC before, but you've ascended. What did you get? So, I could have just bought an X99 cooler, but I was like, I got so many. I bought 20 of these coolers for £10. I was like, I have to try and use it. Ryzen 7 7800 and a RTX 4060. They're very nice. What games are you looking to play? Ryzen 7700 is a very capable CPU. And you didn't order it from Desteo? No. Desteo only sells the best stuff. CS and truck games.
Well, that will be absolutely fine at running that. I can assure you on that.
Watched a video recently from Tech Yes City and how good the Ryzen 7700 can get. Like, I think he was able to tinker it a bit to get it to run nearly as good as like a 7800X 3D or something mad. Will it bog down your i7 6700? I would say not. Because Bezite is typically designed for handheld gaming systems. And they're probably going to be worse off than, I don't actually know comparatively, but I would say probably worse off than the 6700. RTX 4060 got a lot of hate though. It did. So it's a decent. It's like it's the saying, you don't have bad GPUs, you have bad pricing, and the problem is the pricing wasn't great from the off. There aren't many better GPUs in that price range. And especially if you want the NVIDIA ecosystem, you're not going to get anything. other than like a used RTX 3070 or something like that. So completely understand why people would go for it. The one I would say to people to consider if it's available, which is not a thing at the moment, is Intel B580. But yeah, availability is scarce at the moment. But I should be able to get some stock soon. Yeah. Ultimately, if that's what you can afford and that's what you wanted and it does what you need it to do, then you're not in the wrong. And you have a good time with your PC. That's the main thing. It's like the 4060 is very capable. The only thing that really lets it down is the VRAM. That's it. But if you're playing truck simulators, etc., I don't think that's going to be a problem. I mean, if you was to play, say, like Indiana Jones at the highest settings, you might struggle. But you can, and even then, like, I think that ultra settings are blown out of proportion. Like, you can run games without ultra settings quite a lot and still not feel much of a much of a hit. 32 gigs of RAM and a 550 card. Nice. Hey, you gotta love a deal that you turn into a gaming PC. That's awesome. What kind of games do you play on your RX 5500? Easy to upgrade later. Exactly that. That CPU has got headroom as well, so you can easily go up to. I'd actually say you can probably go up to 5080 without much sacrifice. Play a lot of animation. That's perfect then. Bazite. I actually really would recommend Bazite in that case for emulation, especially with like Decky Loader, etc. The way it works is kind of like a Steam Deck. It's really well put together. I know this is actually. I wonder if you can see that. I think that's actually making good contact. But it's bothering me that screw isn't in. I don't know how that would look for a customer, for example. I'm on a 4060. I hate the product, but it was the best fit for my super niche ultra small PC. It's the best mini ITX GPU still. So that makes absolute sense. The thing is, it's a really capable card. It's just the VRAM limitation. If it was 10 or 12 gigs, I don't think anyone would have a problem with it. It's just like the worst thing, and like it's like probably acceptable, but now the 5060 is going to be an 8 gig card, and that's not good. That's lazy at this point because they know full well that card's going to struggle. PS2 and Xbox, yeah, awesome. The classics. Funny thing is, I built an absolute monstrous gaming PC, and I'm playing games from years ago as well. And I'm just like, why did I bother? And I'm tempted to sell it and just downgrade so I can go through and play loads of old games. I am on the YouTube. I'm on the YouTube and the Twitch, both at the same time. I'm multi-streaming. They should have called it the 4050. Yeah, absolutely. They should have called it the 4050. It's typical NVIDIA greed. It's like they did that weird thing with they had like two 5080s, but one of them was more like a 5070, and then they changed the model name because, the 40 series. Because of the outcry, they actually changed it. And I don't know why they didn't do a 4050. Well, I guess they did. It was the 4060. So we're just hoping for
I don't think I'm going to be able to get this screwing any further than that.
I think I'll have to live with that. What do you reckon? I don't think it's going to ping out, and I think the fan will cover it up well. Oh, playing a PS2 and Xbox game in 4K setting. Yeah, that is good. Smooths out the textures, etc. It just makes old games look good again, right? There's so many good older games as well. Like I'm sure you played through many of them, but like the catalog is crazy with the PS2. I didn't actually realize about Xbox game emulation. I thought that was a struggle, but I'm really out of the loop for that. I know that PS2 and GameCube are perfectly fine to emulate, but the Xbox was weirdly coded, right? If I'm not misremembering. I think that is going to be absolutely fine. The only problem is I won't be able to do it again. I would actually probably have to get X99 cooler. So, let's find the fan header. CPU fan header is in a weird place, of course, because X99. So let's do a run here. There's so many PS2 games I still need to play. The one that I did play but didn't complete, that's been remade, is Silent Hill 2, for example. I'd like to take my fiance through the old GTA games as well at some point. I know they've been remastered, but remasters kind of poo-poo. I'm giving my beat up 1050 Ti to my sister so she can play a few games. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Donating to someone that can benefit from your old tech is awesome. Introduce her to PC Gamer and get her hooked like everyone else as well. I'm gonna chuck those in the metal bin, or if I get to do so. Actually, the metal bin is under me now. So I reckon the bodger's worked. I'm hoping it's worked. It doesn't say I'm live on this. Oh no, it does. Well, it says my viewership, so that's something at least. You're giving your whole beat up PC to her. She's young, so she doesn't know what's good and what's not. She won't care either. So that's awesome. Good way to get them started. I'm dreaming of the day that my son, who's like 5 weeks old, gets into PC gaming, and I'm going to give him my hand-me-downs. I'm looking forward to that day. I'm so excited for that. Father and son co-op will be awesome. But that's great. It means like 1050 Ti doesn't go to waste. It means your old PC doesn't go to waste. I'm always about not producing any waste. That's important to me. So, the funny thing is with this build, I'm actually almost done, really. Because it's so simple, because the CPU was already installed, other than bodging in the CPU cooler, there hasn't been a massive amount of work to do. Just going to chuck all this stuff in the bin. Just going to get rid of all this stuff, I think. Even though the spare screws did come in handy, actually. The only thing I've given myself is the 1 terabyte hard drive. Yeah, makes sense. If all your stuff's on there as well. You can always pick up storage super cheap for it if you needed to as well. SSDs are like very reasonable these days. Okay, all this stuff. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to, before I do the case unboxing, I'm going to nip to the bathroom. I'll be 2 moments. Back once again for the Renegade. Let me just boot out this person. I don't need viewers. I've got such a huge following already. I'm joking. I do not. But buying viewers is not the trick either. Case time. So I haven't actually even opened this yet. I've had this in stock for. I got it with a big camera. Oh, that's not right. I don't know why it's done that again. What? Sorry, I don't know why it's even doing that. Hmm? Oh, is it because I... Sorry. I think I know why it's done that. Because it's cropped and padded from the other bit. Alright, I'll have to sort out the crop again in a second. I guess I could... No, actually, what I can do is... If I delete that from here... Sorry, just on the fly watch fixing. Ooh. Because I'm cropping on here, I don't... Alright, I'll tell you what, screw that. I'm gonna move that case. Too much cropping now. What is going on? Did it all like suddenly just fix itself? No. Whatevs. Whatevs in it. Don't know why it's doing that. I'll show you the case from the top camera, shall I? Case is CIT Celsius. This cost me £40 if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I didn't actually read your message properly. I'm going to use your SSD for Windows and apps and stuff, and HDD for games. That's That makes perfect sense. Yeah, for mass storage, hard drives are absolutely fine still, really. There's only like, say, like maybe Cyberpunk and a few other games like that that really utilise the SSD. Older titles, hard drives absolutely adequate. Oh, poo. I picked up the black case. I was actually meant to pick up the white one. Oh. Guess I'm installing it in a... I guess I'm doing a black and white build. I need to do that. I guess it doesn't matter. I was meant to do that in a white case, so that's interesting. I'm sure I even picked up a white case, but oops, hit the wrong button there. Get up with your black case. I should always double check that stuff before leaving the garage, but here we go. Very light case. Seen a local fitter do a PC in an Irons KZ99. I'm gonna actually have a look at that. You got me curious. Let's have a look. You did on the pick. Let's go to my Dizzle cord. Oh, that is nice. Damn. Ion's stepping up their game. Don't know why I can't get it to display here. There we go. That is nice. That's a really smart looking case. That is probably one of the best Irons cases I've seen. I was trying to get in touch with the supplier for Irons, but the guy the company that sell them, just guy, it's a polite way of saying he was a knob. Only for slim MATX board. Oh, ooh, that's kind of gross. This not work then, for example, the X99. I wonder if I should put white fans in the case to do this white and black build. Or just sell it as a black case, I guess. Fine. Bit of contrast never hurt anybody, I guess. That is weird. So the case is really cool, but it's really weird quirk. So, I'll tell you what I could do. If I remove the crops from here, because you're not going to need to see an overhead anyway. I didn't realise that a crop would affect two different pictures at the same time. Well, I'll just remove the crop for now. Thing is, I can just alt normally on here, but it wasn't working for whatever reason. So if I go, alt, are you going to work now? No. whatever. My colour looks off now. I'm sure I fixed this as well. If I turn off all my filters. Yep. That's what I had before. So yeah, I was actually meant to use a white case here, but I guess I didn't. So gonna have that X99 going into the black case, I guess. This is a very lightweight case. Very budget friendly, I guess. Which is kind of the point. Second opinion. Should I install white case fans instead of these ones? Go for a black and white build? Or do I stick with just the default fans? Because I wasn't meant to use this case. I was meant to use the white one. I don't know if I should come back a little bit so you can see the case a bit more. Benefit of having a standing desk. I'm gonna put the motherboard in and just compare it against this, just see how it looks with the black fan. So do I even have white fans on me? Is the next question. It might be in the garage. Oh no, I do have them. What do you think? Stick with all black. Oh, I guess I could change the. I could change the fan on the cooler itself as well, right? Could stick a black fan on that. I don't know if I've got any spare matching fans. Is there any problem? So. Where's my screw tray? Thing is, they don't do like a black X99 motherboard that I've seen. I guess another company probably would. So I'd kind of have to do this if I was going to do some budget bangers like this anyways. Just going to remove some of these tools. Probably don't need any of these anymore. And back on my pegboard. Don't know why that's on here anyway. So, back in the white fans. Cool. So, basically think I should use the black cooler with this instead, maybe. Because the power supply is also going to have white cables. Might look cool though. The contrast. Contrast might go well. You know what annoys me? When people over tighten thumb screws. So you have to use a screwdriver. They're literally called thumb screws, so you can use your thumb to undo them. When people over tighten them. Pop that glass panel off. What do you reckon? White and white, and then black case fans? You will not do such a thing. You'll never be invited here if you do that. Evilness. Over tightening those thumb screws. Heathens. Heathens. I tell you. God, this is a light case. Wow. I guess it makes sense. It's a budget oriented case. To get the IO shield before I forget to install that. Yeah, it's not really my intention to do this kind of contrasting setup, but I think it might look kind of cool. This is what happens when... Oh, let me drop that. This is what happens when you have a kid. Everybody, your brain goes into mush. Where the 40 quid cases with the wood accents, I'm sure that's coming. I'm sure that's coming. That's on the... I've seen Montec do cheapish wooden accent ones, if I'm not mistaken. Do kids want wooden ones, though, is a question. For like the Fortnite bangers. Yeah, I'm going to go with contrast. I think it's going to be fine. The weird thing is with the CRT cases is you have to install your own fans. They never set them up for you. For some reason. I guess in some ways it's good that you can kind of configure it yourself, but I think there is literally only 3 places the fans can go. Don't think there's a whole section for bottom mounting, so... Don't know why they do that, but... I guess to save costs, because time and effort to put the fans on. Easy to just ship them, I guess. What I should do is make sure there's no label on the fan, which is interesting. So it's kind of a good thing because you can flip it anyway, it won't look odd. So points for that. And it means I can put the cable nearest to the exit. God, that is way more difficult than it needs to be. Or maybe I just lost all muscle mass recently. It's also possible. I actually didn't mention, but I haven't installed an SSD with this PC because I don't think I have any 512 SSDs. I need to double check my stock because my intention was to do like a... If I can get this out the door for... I think 300 was going to be listing price, but I might even sell for up to 250, which is going to be real cheap. Desteo deals, yo. Oh god, that is tougher than it could be. What I'll do is I'll take off the label before it becomes tricky later on. You know what, just because I'm paranoid I'm going to miss it, I'm going to put the IO shield on as well. I was thinking about these X99s, if they reverse engineered and put M.2s on them, Making my life a lot easier. Having to use SATs. Where is the IO shop? Please tell me they send me an IO shield. I have had a R5 Ryzen 2600 and a GTX 1660 PC for listed for 2 months now. That sucks. How much have you got listed for? We just got a really dead market at the moment. Where is the IO shield? It's under the case, of course it is. Those were selling like hotcakes for me during Christmas. Only because I was churning them out super cheap though. But I say super cheap. Not super cheap, but churning them out like sub 400 quid. Because I managed to get them before the prices hiked on the 1660 Super to 120 for whatever reason. I was getting them at like 80 quid. $450, yeah. I think at Christmas you'd probably be able to move that. At this time of year, it's become tough. The thing is, the 1660 has actually dropped down back to what it should be, and it's more like what, 70 quid market value or whatever. It's rough that it's not selling. I'm hoping that's not a sign that the market's dead, but it's possible. This. Wait, is it paying? There we go. I think at Christmas though, that if I did more 450s, I probably could have made a bit more money and not been so stressed trying to get as many out the door as possible. But I was going hell for leather. Trying to churn out as many as possible. Okay, that's not too bad. And it might be the case that it will suddenly become popular again later on because Facebook's weird like that. I've had PCs sit there for months, not move, and then all of a sudden like go crazy just because the algorithm picks it up. It's just weird Facebook things. Such a fact that I have to install the fans, Jesus. What is the time? So I need to... Okay, I need to be done by at least 11 so I can help feed Sebastian. But I don't think this is going to take that long at all, really, once these fans are installed. Wondering if I should use a black power supply. I bought the white one with me. Don't know if I've got a black one available. I'm gonna check my workbench. No. No, it doesn't look like it. I have to stick with the white one anyways. Gonna be a weird contrasty build.
God, these screws are not the best. We're in the teeth on that one. Where are the rest of the fan screws? Did I drop some or something? Yes. Yes is the answer to that question. Might try that ions case. I mean, it's a really cool looking case. I'd love to see a flip at that. See what one. The curvature might be a big seller. Oh, so the machinist one, similar, same manufacturer as this X99 I've got. Do like the machinist stuff. Don't like their BIOSes that much. Very basic. I mean, they're fine. They do the job, but like finding XMP profile and stuff, you have to like log it in manually and all that gibberish. I think like sometimes I just prefer spending a couple of quid more for the convenience of having a decent BIOS. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that very thing. Oh, I should even be able to get it about the same price now. Do you try and waste 45 quid on this case? It would be an interesting experiment. I mean, you still have the other case to put another PC in, maybe just get like an X99 in there or something. And then try and budget sell that. Be curious to see. Might be a good way to work out if that case is the new meta, anyways. Do you have any other PCs you're selling at the moment? God, I'm nearly there. Don't like these screws that much, I tell you. Done a parts for only one PC. It's kind of like me, really. I've got. This is a full PC. I've got a bunch of RX 5500 XTs. I don't think I've got many motherboards. Oh no, I tell a lie. Well, I've got an i9 9900K and is it a Z790, that platform? I'm thinking of selling that i9 and trying that. The weird CPU that Random Gaming HD found for that one that was basically on i9 for like 50 quid or whatever it was. So I might sell the i9 and then use the i9 to sell the PC and get money back, basically. Oh, cool. That is installed. Is this magnetic? Does this controller work? Who knows with CRT? Is that sticker? Can't tell if that's a sticker or not. Picked up some mystery boards from somewhere, a few interesting ones. Brand new sealed B350. Oh, X99 boards sell well. You could even sell them, assuming they're still popular on eBay, you could sell them on eBay for a price on their own. Was that from your streaming friend? I don't know. Is this meant to be magnetic? I've actually got magnets, which would make it easier if it's not. I didn't seem to. Right. I'm going to try my magnet on it. No, I'm not, because my magnet's in the garage. Ignore that. I wonder if I can just kind of throw it at the bottom here. Shall we install motherboard? And the IO shield, Jesus. Oh yeah, people love those boards still, don't they? It's in very well. This IO weight is annoying me. Hey, come on. Cool, let's install a motherboard, shall we? I wonder if I should go to top zoom in. Benefits of having a link panel. I can still do IO shield upside down. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Sleep is good, I miss sleep. So, as gross as it sounds, I've been going through a really bad sleep cycle, not just because of baby. I think the stress has also caused me to discover that I have eczema. So that's been super sucky. And I have been not sleeping basically because I've just been itching for, it feels like hours upon hours on end. So yeah, my life story, sorry. I'm gonna bore everyone. I'm on steroid cream, and it's still not clearing at the moment. It sucks. I assume it's eczema anyway. The doctor didn't really seem to know. Just basically, I've never had it before in my life, and all of a sudden, I've got it, and I don't sleep. I've had it breathing too. Asthma, yeah, exactly. Apparently eczema and asthma can be linked, and I found out that my grandma from my dad's side used to have eczema, so maybe I do have eczema after all. Woo. Other than that, everything's good. Running on fumes at the moment, but I'll make it through, as every parent does. Oh, I'm gonna need to move a standoff. I don't know if this has got a. Does this? That's too big for standoffs. Do I have a thing in here that does that? No. I might fix it kit for someone that should do though. Oh, there's a screwdriver for it. Oh well, I suppose I've got pliers if I don't have the iFixit kit to hand. That's a lot more effort. Was this standoff side to begin with? No. Gonna use pliers in it. Or am I? Or am I? Well, saying that, does it not have one of those things in the kit where... No, that would be too convenient. Alright. Fine. Fine. It's fine. NHS rant. They always keep removing my medicine because it's strong until they review me in person. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can completely sympathise with you. Same as my asthma. They're like, they've realised that inhalers can cause problems with the heart. So now they're super reluctant to give it out. But at the same time, and I get that, but at the same time, I need to breathe. Breathing is good for me, you know. I like breathing. Oh, silly me. I know where my iFixit stuff is. And yes. I knew I couldn't have moved it too far because I've been using the tray from it. 5.5. 5.5? Or 5? 5? 5. Yeah, thankfully the NHS were really good with Sebastian, because I was very worried going into that ordeal. That one's with my other kit, which is up here. Oh, what am I doing? I need to re-put the standoff in. No, I've done it. My brain. How is the little one? Oh, yeah! Yeah, I should tell you the story, shouldn't I? Little one is doing good, thank you. I mean, he's a right handful and he doesn't sleep when we need him to or want him to. But he's really good. So, oh yeah, the story of his birth. So, I think I streamed that week that it happened, thinking I was going to have like 3 or 4 more streams at least in me before he even showed his head. And I went out drinking. I don't really drink, right? I don't really drink. Gonna preface by saying that. But I thought, you know what? Baby's coming out soon. It's gonna be the last time I can really go out for a while. Let's make the most of it. And it was like a 40th birthday at my football do. As part of my football club. So we all went out drinking. We were supposed to be doing pub golf. Pub golf didn't really happen because everyone was too blattered at one point. Thankfully, we didn't go London, which was the original plan, and we were actually staying locally. So yeah, just day progresses. We're on pub 4, I think it was, on the crawl. And bearing in mind, you're meant to just do like one drink at one pub and then move to the next one. Well, at points, so they become multiple drinks at one pub. And we even done like a pool tournament, as in like with a queue. So that took up several hours of our time. And yeah, by the time it got to, I think, pub number 5, everyone was pretty battered, including me at this stage. And I, without trying to be too big-headed, I am all right at handling my drink. I mean, like, I get drunk, but it's not super noticeable. However, I was, I think, on the verge of ordering another drink, and then my phone's going off, and it's Fab's calling, and I'm like, okay, maybe she's in a bit of discomfort, and she needs to go to the hospital or something, or something along those lines, or she's going to just ask me a question. I thought it was weird that she called, because calling normally is like, needs to be something urgently responded, because she doesn't like to call me when I'm out with people. And then the first few words she said were, "Hello, I think my water broke." And I was just like, "Are you?" I shouldn't have used this word, like I shouldn't use these terms, but I was like, "Are you joking?" Because I was just like, I am pissed as a fart here, and I was like, I was not expecting it to happen, and I was like, out of all the times this could happen, 3 weeks before it was expected to happen was not on my bingo card. So, pissed as a fart, having to rush. Well, like, so I basically just run to. God, sorry, this is gonna have some attention. I'll get back to this story in a second. Yeah, I mean, by the time I got to the hospital, I was kind of with it in the end. But fucking hell, the panic on my face. I was like, fuck, I'm not prepared. Just like mentally not. I think any other day I would have been absolutely fine. But the one day that my mum was not quite with it. Sorry, just gonna focus on this screw that's in the most awkward place. It's like, could have done with installing the motherboard before the fan. I think I managed to bodge it. I say bodge it, it's in properly, but kind of had to push the RAM side, which wasn't pleasant. I can't get to that screw. Actually, you know what I should use? I should use the iFixit screwdriver. It's a bit slimmer. Yeah, so I was panicking, of course. And then all my football mates were like, some were like, this is going to be easy. You're going to have no problems at all. Some were like, this is going to be the most difficult period of your life. Like, don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this. So, bearing in mind I'm battered, and I'm just like getting all this advice, and I was just like, fuck me. Is this really happening? And then, so I run to the bar, grab a pint of water as quick as possible. Just like necking water to try and sober myself up, of course. And then I was like, right, fuck, gotta get an Uber. But thankfully, one of the manager of my team basically asked his wife to kind of come and get me, and like get me straight to the hospital. And it was really nice of her. And yeah. Oh, got to there. We were there on Saturday. And then it was a bit of a long drawn out process for the start of the birth, I guess. So I mean, the first day was just like a lot of waiting around. Thankfully, it gave me so much time to like kind of recompose myself and get sober, as it were. And thankfully, I was able to kind of sleep. I say sleep, but I was able to get some shut eye basically, even though my brain was just like trying to process so much that was going on. And yeah, and then Sunday come around and it was like, right, you're giving birth today. Well, that's what the midwife said to Fabs. And yeah, and then yeah, we were there Sunday, and just a long drawn out process. And then I'll cut a long story short. We basically had to go. It's not into surgery as such, but it was. We had to go into the surgery theatre because it was getting complicated, and then all of a sudden, they're just like, "Here's your boy, here's Sebastian," and I was like, one of the most crazy, most emotional experiences of my whole entire life. I tell you, like when I was building up to it, I was like, am I going to cry? And the answer is yes. Yes, I was an absolute sobbing mess. Like surprised at how emotional I got. It was crazy. You just like, I think because it was so stressful, the whole experience as well was just like relief when he actually showed up. And then, God, it got complicated after that as well, because after effects of having the complicated birth, Fabs was on a table, drugged out of her mind. And poor Seba, he had like initial breathing difficulties. When babies come out, they try to get them to cry to see if everything's okay. But when he came out, he didn't really cry that much. He kind of just groaned a bit. So they found out he wasn't breathing properly. And we actually, interestingly enough, we think the main reason he wasn't breathing properly is because he had what's called a true knot, which is apparently a really rare thing where the umbilical cord ties in a knot and it like pulls. You can Google it if you fancy the detailed picture. Yeah, so poor Seba, he was rushed off to NICU, and then, well, say before that, I was like, Fabs is on the surgery table, and he's over there like getting treated, and fucking hell, it was just like emotional torture. I was like, my mood was like somewhere between overwhelmed with happiness that my son was here, and then just like overly worried because both my fiance and my baby were on like an operating table, I guess, on separate ones. And then Seva got rushed off to NICU whilst Fabs was in the surgery room, and they were like, well, who do you want to stay? Who do you want to go with? And I was like, Jesus, I don't know. I want to be there for both of them, of course. But then the midwife convinced me to go with Sebastian because she will look after Fabs. So that's what I did. Yeah, and then it was like a week or so in NICU with like Sebastian was in NICU for about a week. Fabs was in the hospital for a couple of days recovering. It took a while. And then Sebastian realised the light's on, and the lighting's terrible, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, Sebastian was in NICU for about a week, and we were just like waiting for him to. So he basically had jaundice, as well as the breathing difficulties. Thankfully, the breathing difficulties he got over in a few days with the CPAP machine. And then the jaundice is still kind of ongoing, but it's a lot better. He's able to be at home with us and stuff, and he's on the road to recovery. Yeah, just fucking, it's like hard to explain how my life has just gone from 0 to 100. It's like completely. I don't feel like I've had a break, you know? And then like getting back to work and trying to figure all that stuff out. And then like I think the crazy news that I told you that I'll be revealing shortly on stream, I guess, once it all goes through. Fuck it out. It's been March and April, man. I'm never gonna forget them in anytime soon. Fabs is absolutely fine now. She's got a slight pain in her coccyx. There's like a aftermath thing from the birth, but other than that, she's healthy now. We're just trying to figure out Sebastian, trying to figure out how to feed him properly, etc. But no, everyone's good. We're all home. Oh yeah, and then of course Fabs' parents stayed over as well for that time period. So yeah, just like so much shit going on. Barely feel like I've had time to catch my breath, but I think it will kind of settle down at some point. Well, I mean, I hope it does. Yeah, just crazy time in my life. But yeah, I have a son now. It's mental to even think that. And he's very sweet. Oh, indeed, thank you. I'm sure I will. And I mean, should say I have been enjoying it. It's sorry, I realise this isn't even on screen, so you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, man, it's just been really full on. Just trying to get my head around it all. And then yeah, like work life just fucking went mental. No, through not real much effort, I have to say. Also took on, so basically where Fabs has gone on to her maternity leave, I've taken on like a food delivery job as well, just so I'm not overly reliant on the PC stuff to keep us above water. So I've also been doing that as well, so it's just like, yeah, burning a candle at both ends, so to speak. I'm hoping with the PC business really takes off, and then I can just stick this as the only job I need to do, really. That's the goal anyway. And I mean, those conversations I've had recently are just absolutely massive. I'm so excited for that. The potential is so huge. I'm not even sure how it happened either. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. But 2025 is throwing some spanners in my way, so I just go with the flow now. Ah, that's true. As the saying goes. And it's all worth it, right? And I'm sure one day Sebastian will be building PCs with me. God, this is very annoying. You know what I'm gonna do? spread these cables out a bit more, that'll make it easier. I really wish everyone would go to a one block style though, that would be so much better for me. How are we doing for time? 20 minutes or so before I pack it in. Can we get the PC done in time? How dare you? You know, the funny thing is, I've actually gone kind of all in on the Apple ecosystem as well, which is kind of mental. Not for the PC stuff, although those M4 chips. I got AirPods recently and they're excellent. I bought the watch because it's all secondhand stuff. But I bought the watch because I wanted to track my sleep, which there's no point doing that at the moment because I am not sleeping at all. And for exercise, of course. When I get back to exercising. Again, that's been thrown really off course. And I've got an iPad and an iPhone, so, you know, I'm pretty much all in. The only Apple stuff I won't buy is an Apple TV because I can't sell the 7Cs with an Apple TV that well. There we go. Jesus, that was so difficult. Or tricky, not difficult. No, not to move those cables out as I pull it down. Oh yes, I knocked one out. Fucking fantastic. There we go. There we go. Excuse me. Sleep is catching up on me. Or luck thereof. Could do with a holiday. That's what I really need, actually. I can't do that at the moment. And then we've got wedding stuff to plan as well, so other than that, everything's quiet. Just installing the fans on the. Probably go back to the other view. Actually, see what I'm doing. Just installing the fans in on the controller. Trying to keep them tied so I don't have to faff around managing them all. No, I'm tired. I'm just sticking the fan header in, trying to stick it in the RGB slot. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to untie them because they got the RGB connectors on them. motherboard doesn't have PWM, does it? They even have a system fan header. I'm sure it should do. Yes, in a really difficult position at the top. Oh no. Oh. Oh. That's 2 CPU fan headers. What? Did I... Because this one's a CPU fan header as well. Was that like a printing error? CPU fan 1. What? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's just system fan. I think it's maybe a printing error or something, because I can't see any fan header. I don't know. Just gonna put it in the top, I guess. Strange. Oh, I am struggling. Let's move that down here. God, this is gonna be fucking difficult. In hindsight, I'd have plugged the fans in after. I'm just gonna get cuts and bruises trying to get that fan in. Hey. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do it without taking the fan out. That's really annoying. Shooting rope. I'm gonna have to take out that fan, aren't I? Lesson learned. Maybe do the cabling before the fans. Yep, look at that. Bleeding. Probably because my skin's really fragile at the moment. Benefits of eczema. Yes, indeed. I guess I should clean it up before I put blood all over the PC. Just absolutely pissing blood. No, it's not really pissing, I'm exaggerating. Ten minutes, can I do that? appears so. Okay, I don't have like any blood illnesses. Right. Can I do it with? Please say I can do it with just that fan out of the way. This is going to be more of a pain in my ass. Oh, it's going to be tricky. Oh no. This is going to be tricky. I've got such fat fingers is half the problem. Careful of slicing. I'm probably going to fuck up my fingers a bit more. I need tiny raccoon-like fingers. If only there was an IT technician that had some. Can he do it? I think I'm going to have to take off the other fan. Oh. Maybe one day I will be a guest on the stream of it. That would be awesome. You are more than welcome to come down anytime you would like. I would need your expertise. We get it done in half an hour. Maybe we could do multiple PCs. I mean, you'd be more than welcome to join anytime you'd want. It's a long old trek for you, I'd imagine. At least you could show me your quick building methods. The methods are just don't be a div like me, probably, but. Damn. 30 minutes is good. So the reason you're a supervisor, my friend? Because you're good. How was the 9070? Have you been able to test it much? This is still difficult, but I think I should be able to do it now. It might be easier if I do it this way. Could do like overhead lamp or something rather than using my phone. As easy as that. There you go. Can I speedrun this last bit? Can we do it? Amos time. That's right. 9078p flashes, right? You love to see it. I'm glad that AMD haven't shit the bed yet. It's just good because Nvidia have been so bad these last 2 generations. So bad. So bad. AMD have also been kind of just like doing nothing just to kind of fucking get at them either. That's why I'm glad that Intel started making some moves, but they still not perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
I guess none of them are perfect.
But it's nice to see competition. I am actually going to be able to get a hold of B50s, B580, sorry. Which is a massive plus because they're not available still for most people. Like I've chewed. I wonder if this screw tip isn't quite the right one. Let's go with this one. See what I want. I think I'm going to be able to get this done. I'll get the fans on and I'll call it a day, I think. Much better. This is also screwing them up. Is there an even bigger one I can use? Try that one. It's better. There's a pretty torn up. It screws and the poo. As long as the top 2 are in, the rest will be fine. Let's get this in and call it a day. Yeah, this is true. There we go. These screws, let me tell you, they are dreadful. Impossible to screw them in without shredding them. One more, and then we'll call it there. It's going to take me like 10 minutes to do the rest tomorrow, I think. That'll do. That'll do. We have a nitty built PC. Only I got my shit figured out with. Then we're in a much better place, but got most of it done in the end. Managed to bodge in the CPU pan. I hope the temps hold up okay. Jesus, that will cause me nothing but pain if it doesn't. But yeah, that will do for now. I probably won't finish this on stream. Well, depends. If I run out of time tomorrow, I might carry it over till next week to get this done. But if not, I will finish it maybe over the weekend and see if I can get a flip listed for the first time in ages. That'll be a good start at least. Yeah, that will be all from me for now. Thank you for joining me, and I will. I'll be back soon. Maybe we can do. How do you do? Have I got anyone on my follow list we can raid with all no members? GG's. Let me see if I can do a raid. I don't know if there's anyone in here to raid, but let's say hello to my friend Carolina. I should say Little Bean. Little Bean's the name. How does one raid again? So I have to type raid. GG's. Catch you next time.